This is an online ordering system developed using Visual Basic. So let me just show you guys how it works. And let's say that guy's name is York Day, and the telephone number of Mr. Day is right there, and here the reference number is automatically generated, and let's just say we have 6 bottles of each, and the price of this maybe £6 plus, and that is it. So all we just need to do now is to click on total. If you look at that, the system automatically generates the reference number, date, time, and the subtotal right there. If we add these together, that gives us the total, so which means we can always just say 36 multiplied by 3, and that gives us £108. Okay, if you add the tax into it, and that's what you end up with. So you can always check or validate the amount you're paying there. Supposing you're not paying in pound sterling and you would like to convert your money, let's say maybe Nigerian naira, you can just enter 160.90 there and just convert it to Nigerian naira. That will give you approximately 38,445 plus. Okay, let's say maybe US dollar, and that is it there. Let's go for maybe Kenyan shillings there, Canadian there, and let's have a look at Brazilian. That is it. Let's go for Philippines, India. Let's check out, oh, that's Indonesia. Okay, that's fine. So that is how the converter works. So what I would do right now is maybe let's go back to, let's have a look at the order. That's the order right there. So we can always save. Once you save, and that's it, you get all of the informations right in there. And we can also click on this very button to take us back to the calculator tab or the receipt. So in the case of the receipt, all we need to do is to click on add to the basket, and that is it. York Day, we can see Mr. York Day, telephone number, details of the order, and so on right in there. It's a very nice tutorial for any of you guys out there who would like to learn how to program. Okay, so what I will do next is take you guys straight into Visual Basic development environment, and we put something like this together. So let's go into Visual Basic right now. Okay, we're going to start a new project now. Just click on the new and select Windows Forms application, and the next thing we need to do is let's extend the size of this form. Let's make that 1300 by, let's go for 690. I think this one should be 1360. Okay, that's fine. So the next thing I will do now is change the back color to black there. So now let's get the following. We need our tools right there, and let's get group box. 4 of those is required. Need 4 group box. I'm going to change the color of that group box to control. That's the color. So just copy this and repeat exactly the same thing. I'm going to move this up a little bit, that's about right, and copy this here, there, and I also need a copy of this. Move it right here. Let's close all of these, and let's move this here, bring this down a little bit, stab it down, take it down, and take this down as well. That's alright. And maybe move this down a little bit more. Okay, let's get a space right here. Alright, that's looking good. So the next thing I'll do now is let me get the tab there right here, and I'm gonna need 3 of those. So let's position it the way we want. Get a tab right here, down, add one more tab. Click on this and just add one more tab. That makes it 3. And here, let's just fill up this side of it. Okay, right. Alright, now what I need to do now is to let's name those tabs. Okay, just click on that. Come right down here. You see where it says tab page. Click on the tab page and give each individual a name. This one is going to be known as calculator there. Then number 2, second one, I'm going to call that receipt. And the last one, that will be known as order there. Click on OK. Those are the names changed. Alright, for the calculator, we're gonna have to put in calculator there, the order, that's something else, and this very one, the receipt, I'm gonna need a text box there. Let's get a text box there. The text box, drag it along about that. Okay, drop this down, and that's it, multi-line. Okay, now for the calculator, I now need the calculator in place. So maybe change the background. Let's see, let's change the background of this. Let's change the background of that to something a little bit darker. Let's go for that. Okay, that's for the calculator. The receipts, yeah, let's change that as well. Let's see the background of the calculator. That was gray. Alright, for the receipt, that will be gray as well. Let's change that to gray. And the last one, change that to gray too. Click on OK. So that's fine. So for the calculator now, I need a text box, or maybe a label. I'll go for a label. Entire label there, and change the properties as follows. The property of that very label, change the back color to white, then auto size, change that to force, and the border style, let's change that to fixed single. Alright, maybe something enough about this size. Yeah, that's alright. And I then need as follows, enter 0 right there, then align it right, yeah, right center, and let's increase the font size. Let's increase that to about 16. Okay, that's for the display, and the name is going to be, let's go for LBL display there. Okay, now we now need the following buttons. We're gonna need 16 of those, so let's finish. Let me customize this button first before I start. So the first thing I need to do to this button is change the font size to about 16 as well. That's fine, and let's delete that. Enter maybe number 7 there. Just copy it across. So what I will do is just speed it up and get back to you guys. Okay guys, this is how the calculator is looking right now, and I also need a converter right here, so let's just paste that one in here. So that's my converter in place. Okay, that's the currency converter there. Okay, so the other thing we need is I've given them all a name, so that's fine. Yeah, they all have a name. Okay, so the other thing is there's going to be a button right here, and let's move this down a little bit. Okay, move it down a bit. Yeah, there, about that. And we need let's get a menu there, menu strip. Yeah, that's fine. There, you can see the menu strip there. Okay, the first content in there will be file, and right underneath there, let me just call that to close currency converter. Alright, okay, that's fine. So I'm just going to leave it like that. That's alright. So the next thing I'll do now is maybe get a big button. Just add one button there that'll cover this up, so that will actually open and close. So we give that a name. We can call it BTN CC, which stands for currency converter, and just change the text value to something a little bit readable. Let's go for maybe 20. Yeah, 24, that's fine. Okay, in there we can always change that to converter. Okay, now with the currency converter button in place, all I just need to do is go into the file here, double click on open, and we can just say bncc.visible equals true. Okay, that we open it up, we also need to be able to close it. So let's come in here and double click on this, make that false there. Okay, we can also click on that same button, this one right here, double click on it, then we can open it that way. So if I run the program now, I can click, I should be able to, okay, that's closed. I can open it up. Okay, that's open. Oh, that's wrong, need to change it. Okay, then let's change it around. This should be false, this is false, and this is true, and this is false. Okay, so if I click, that's it, and I can also get it back there. Alright, it's working as expected. Okay, so the other thing that is left for us to do is to enter lines of codes in here to make this work. I think the best idea for this calculator would be to actually use I think I'm going to use events, one event for all. So let's click on 7, click on this event right here, and right here enter a name for it, button underscore click. There, that's the name for this button. I might as well just copy that name and select all the other buttons. Just select them all, and they will all be known as button underscore click right there. Okay, so if I click on just one single button, click on button 5, it should take me straight into button underscore click, because they all bear the same name. That's it, button 5. Let's see what happened to button 5. Button 5 should be button underscore click 8 6. Okay, that's fine, they all bear the same name now. Alright, okay, that's much better. Okay, the next thing I'll do is double click on, let me just double click on the form, then declare the following variable right here. Let's say dim ops as, that should be string, as string. Alright, that's fine. Then declare first number as double, declare second number as double. So I'm actually declaring the variables that I will use for my calculator. Then the next one, let me enter none there. The next variable will be answer. Okay, declare that as double as well. Okay, there. So what I will then do is, right here I have my events. This event covers all of the buttons. So if I enter these lines of code there, this is, so what will happen is this is the code for button 1, 2, 9 and 0. So what I've done in here is declare B as a button. Okay, if display dot text equals 0, then whatever is on the button itself is this. Okay, is b dot text. Else the content becomes, when we click on it once, it will show it once. Else if I keep clicking, it will continue showing it. That's what's happening. It's exactly the same. Let's say if I come into, let me copy this. If I come in here and let's say I double click on, let's say the plus sign right there, paste this one right here, and I say that becomes 9, and every time I keep clicking, the plus sign becomes 9. That's what I've just done in there. So if I run the program, anytime I click on plus sign, can you guys see that? Okay, so that's what I've just done in here. So I'm going to delete all of this, I don't need it. Delete. Okay, you see this one is for any of the buttons. Okay, that makes life easy for you. So if you click on 7, 8, you see that? Okay, it's referring to the text value on each button. Okay, so now let's take care of the arithmetic operator, clear, and the backspace, including decimal place and equals. So let's take care of those now. Okay, with the arithmetic operators, I will group all of them together. Go to my properties, select events. You see where I have click event. I will then give it a name. That's the name right there, arithmetic function. Okay, you can even call it arithmetic operator, whatever you like. Alright, that's the name for all of those buttons. So let's press enter, and that is it. Okay, so the next thing is just to enter the codes that is required for the arithmetic operators. If I double click on this button now, enter the following lines of code. Those are the lines of code for the arithmetic functions or for the arithmetic operators. So that's that out of the way as well. And let's deal with the clear. So in the case of the clear, we can just say LBL display dot text equals, let's just make that 0 anyway. That's it. That's the clear, because there's a 0 in there, so it just becomes 0 right there. Okay, we also need to take care of the decimal place and the backspace. So double click on the backspace and enter those lines of code for the backspace. Can you guys see that? Those are the lines of code for the backspace. And the next thing is to enter this lines of code for the decimal place. Those are the lines of code for the decimal place. And finally, let's take care of the equals. So I can always say second number equals LBL display dot text. Okay, let's use the if statement. If operator equals that, which is the plus sign, then answer equals first number plus second number. Then we can then say LBL display itself, then store whatever content is inside answer into LBL display, and that is that done. That's for the plus. So just copy that, scroll right down. Else if is subtraction, that becomes subtraction. Copy that. Now repeat exactly the same thing for multiplication sign there, and one more, one for the division sign. And that is all for the calculator. So if I run the calculator now, let's see what will happen. That's fine. You can see there's a display here. Okay, multiply that by that, and there. So that is, this is not working as expected. This should go off as well, so let's take care of that. Alright, okay, let's go back and take care of this. So I need to know the name of this. So right in there, I have a display in here somewhere. So it's called LBL something. So double click on that and just come here and say LBL show calculator dot text equals clear there. So that's taken care of. So if I run that now, that's it, clear. If I click on clear, that's it, fine, it's working as expected there. Okay, I will also need the clear sign. Where is it? Right here. Copy that. I'm gonna need it inside the plus sign, so inside the equals. So take it, let's enter it right there, and one more. Okay, so if I run this program now, this times this equals that. You see that goes. Okay, That's much better. And we can always backspace. Alright, that's fine. Okay, that's fine now. So now exit, and let's continue with the rest of the program. Okay, there's something I would like to draw your attention to. If I click on this backspace, you see that's gone. There's supposed to be a 0 there. Okay, so you see that shouldn't happen. So let's take care of that. Let's come in here, double click on that, unclick. Let's change the events. We come here, change the method to text change, something like that. Yeah, I think it's this. Yeah, right. So just enter the following lines of code. If it's 0, this should become this. So let's see. So if I enter that and just click everything away, that's it. That's fine. That's taken care of. Good. Okay, let's see here the property. Just check the alignment. Yeah, let's put it center. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's much better. Alright, the calculator is all taken care of now. So all I just need to do is to complete the design of 3 group box. Okay, let's continue with the rest of the interface design. So first thing first, let's just paste that in there. Okay, cut all these off. Paste them right here. Bring it down. Okay, that's about that. Let's move this down a little bit more. Alright. Okay, that's about right. Let's see the other one here. Bring it down there. And just move this across. Yep, that's fine. Now we need a database, so let's go to, maybe let's just save this. Let's save this first file. We'll save it as online underscore order. Saved. Okay, now we need the Explorer, the Solution Explorer. Right click on the Solution Explorer, add new items. Okay, now scroll right down and select local database. Let's give that a name. I think we should call it order. Yeah, that's fine. Call that order underscore systems. That's the name of our database, and click on add there. Click on next and select finished. Now the next thing we're going to do, right click on the order or double click on it. Okay, there we have a table. Right click on the table, select create table. So in there we just call it order. That's the name of the database. Maybe order system without an S. So the next thing here is enter customer's name. Customer underscore name, followed by, let's go for customer telephone number, customer phone. Then we have order date, order underscore time, and here we have quantity 1, quantity 2, quantity 3, then followed by unit price 2, unit price 3, and the next one will be subtotal. That'll be subtotal 1, subtotal 2, subtotal 3, and we also have order underscore sub underscore total, and call that tax that you will have to pay, then total itself there. Okay, so I'm not going to set any primary key, that's fine, I just leave it the way it is. Telephone number, if you want to maximum character, maybe that should be, we can enter 11 for the length of character. Anyway, make that 11. Yeah. And dates, I will now be selecting date and time because I would just like I prefer the system to generate that, so I'll just leave it like that and click on OK there. So the next thing I'll now do is go back to my data right here, select add new data source, click on next, and that's my data source right there. Click on next. Those are the information. Can you see that? Now select it all and click on finish. Okay, now we need to see our data, so show data source, click on that, and that is the data source right there. Drop this down. Okay, now that is the data grill itself, so I need that right in here inside order right there. So drag that and drop it in here. There, that is for my order, and bring this down. Okay, that will be for official purpose. Okay, the next one, it will be details. With the details, I need the following information here. So let's come down, let's drop down the details. Okay, I need customer name up here, the telephone number here underneath here, and I need date, time here. Okay, we can always get that sorted later on and get this here. Then unit price, then we need subtotal there, and finally here we're going to need the following here. We need order subtotal, tax, and total there. So if I run my program now, this is how the whole system will look like. It's not as beautiful as the previous one because I need to now carry out some modification on it. Okay, let's close that. Okay, that is that done. So I will now just select all of these. Let's select them, maybe select all of it together, and these as well. Click on property right there and just change the font to something readable. Maybe go for bold and make it about 18. Alright, that's how the system is looking now. So I'll now work on it and get back to you guys. Okay, so let's just make it look more presentable, then I'll get back to you guys. Okay, after the modification, this is how the whole system is looking right now. If I run it, and that's how it's looking. Okay, so I've just enlarged the text boxes. They are all from the database that was created, but this needs to be enlarged as well. Okay, all of those information here, all of the components here are from the show data table that you saw earlier on, just right here. There they are. If I click on this now, you see it. That's it. There they are. I only just drag and drop. Alright, let's close that. We don't need that anymore. So the next thing I'll do now is let's double click on this total and enter the following lines of codes. That's it right there. So if I run this program now, enter some value in there, you can always click on this. Okay, we have an error, so let's check that out. Okay, the reason why we have an error there is because if I run the program, I might as well just explain that. And enter whatever value in here. If I don't enter any value in here, I will always end up with an error. Okay, look at that. So the best way out for it is, let me get all of these components. So let's get all of these here. Yeah, so on form load, come right in here, click on that. On form load, here's my form load. Double click on the form itself. Okay, on form load, the following should have as follows. Let's say that'll be equals 0 there. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the rest components. So that equals 0 equals 0. So there will be 0 in all. That will take care of that error. So if I run the program, what you guys will see first is they all have a 0 apart from this very one. So let's get that one sorted as well. So that one is number 1. Okay. Yeah, that should be number 1. Just change the number to 1. There. So they all have 0 in them. So if I click, I expect to click on it and be able to enter whatever data. So if I click on this, that's 0. So supposing there's some value in here, okay, and that's what we get. But we need to devise a way when we click on it, the zeros should disappear. So okay, let's continue. So the total is working as expected. Now the next thing is, let's work on the, okay, that's good. Let's work on the reference. So with the reference, double click on total. In fact, I need the name of this. Get the name of that out right there. Double click on total, get the reference number. The total equals, let's make that random. Okay, let's say multiply that by 32,000 plus. All right, that should be equals really. Okay, so if I run the program and click on my total right there, you see the reference number is generated. Okay, that's out of the way. The next thing I need now is I need date and time. Let's get the names of those. Date and time should go with total as well. Get that. Date and paste that in here. Dot text equals today. There. Now we need this time. Come up here, get that, copy, come in the code right here. I just want you guys to see all of those codes. Paste that in there. Dot text equals time of day. There. So the date and time is taken care of. reference, dates, and time. So if I run it, click on total, that's it. All of them is taken care of. The reset button, enter the following lines of code for the reset. There. Okay, but if we reset, there are some other buttons or components that will not be taken care of. So let's get those ones sorted. Okay, if I click on reset, this one goes. I still have this one to be taken care of. So let's get their details and just get it sorted. We need the name of that. Okay, copy that, paste it maybe here, and just copy those, and that is that taken care of. All right. Dot text, we need a text in there. So that is sorted. We need the name of the next one. That's tax, yeah. Come in here, paste that here. Just copy all of the above. There. Now, one more. That's for total. Let's copy and paste again. So we can now reset all of those components, and these are the, from here down here, those are the lines of code for reset. Okay, the next one is, let's click on save. The save is actually the same. Let me double click here. Where is it again? And those are the lines of code. I might as well just copy it. Copy, come right in here. Let's double click on save there. Paste that right there. Now we need the calculator, the command to open up the calculator. Double click on that, and that will be tab control 1 dot select the selected tab equals tab that'll be tab page 1 there. Okay, so just copy that and repeat exactly the same thing for reset. Paste that in there, change it to tab 2, and here change that to tab, that'll be tab 3. Okay, so if I run the program now, I can, if you take a good look at this, I can just click on order, and that brings me here. Click on receipt and click on calculate. So that's taken care of. Alright, the next thing we need to do is let's see if we've taken care of this. No, we haven't. We still have a long way to go. Okay, now let's take care of the basket. The basket, we actually populate the contents in here, so let's take care of that. So double click on the basket. Okay, oh, let's still have it running. Let's go back, double click on it, and just enter the lines of codes in here. Those are the lines of codes for mine. Have a good look at it. From here up to this place, those are the lines of code for the basket. Okay, suppose you guys can see it, or maybe I should just break some of the codes into two. So let's come right here, or maybe here, and there. That one is taken care of. Let's repeat the same thing for this one. so that you guys can see the lines of codes. I think this one should come down. Yeah. Okay. Move these up. Those are the lines of codes for the baskets. So that shows the order made. Okay, that's fine. From here down here. Okay. Now let's try out this program. Enter some value in here and just click on total. That is correct. Now click on basket, or click on receipt and then click on basket. That's it. Okay, that's fine. And the calculator works as expected as well. Yeah. Okay. The only bit that is not working yet is this. So let's try out the save. The save is not working yet. So we need to find out why that is not working. Okay, so let's exit out of this system and let's take care of this first. The converter. Let's take care of the converter first. In the case of the converter, you double click on this and just enter the following lines of code, which means populate the combo box as follows. Okay. Oh no, I need that in, I think I'm going to need that, sorry, I'm going to need that in my form load. Let's double click on form load. Yeah, right there. That's here. Into that. That's it. I want it in form load. Okay, that's taken care of. Now we now need to carry out some calculations in here. Double click on the convert button and enter the following lines of codes right here. Okay, that's my, okay, let's check this out. I think there's an error here. I need my function. Let's get a function in there. That's supposed to be a function. Let's check the spelling. Okay, that's the function there. Alright, I have my function there. That's correct now. And this, let's check this. These are supposed to be variable up there. Okay. So I now need a variable right up here to take care of those and enter those variables there for each country's currency exchange rate there. You can always find the exchange rate on Google somewhere. Alright, that's that taken care of. Now let's come down and see if it's correct. There. So all of the errors are now disappears. Okay, that's fine. For the button converter, those errors are gone. And if you notice, there's a function here, okay, to convert the money or the exchange rate. That's just for exchange rate. So that is taken care of. So other minor upgrade that need to be taken care of is if I click in here, I expect the 0 right there. Let's say I enter a mouse click, I expect the 0 in there to disappear, and I can enter a value. So let's do that now. So we need to find out the name of this. Well, let's just double click on it and come to mouse down. Let's use mouse down events there. Okay, so all I just need to now do is the name of that component, which that I'm now copying now, dot text equals empty. Alright, so that's taken care of. Just copy that, come here to number 2, the second one here, repeat exactly the same thing. Change the event to mouse down there. Okay, let's change that number to 2. Number 3, the same thing. Let's repeat the same thing for number 3. Mouse down, events. Here comes 3. We also need to repeat the same thing for this. That should be the wrong one. Let's see again. Yeah, this. Okay. Let's copy all of this. Dot text equals. So I will just pick this up and get back to you guys. Okay, let's try out this program. In the first place, we need to move this back to where it's meant to be. If we enter, let's say, Brazilian money, and we can always convert it to whatever that is. That's 300 plus 386.76 Brazilian money. So let's see, this is not working, but if I click on this, I can always close it, though this is supposed to be here. Alright, I need exactly the same line of codes in here, so let's end it. Come back in here. Okay, just double click on close, move this here. Oh no, I still need this. Double click on that, no. Close. Let's copy that and double click on that, paste that in there, come back right in there. Yeah, okay, hopefully we're done with the converter itself. So if I run the program, I can always go to file, open, and I can close with that, so that is fine. And so let's try out the whole program now. If I enter a name in there, let's say I go for DJ Omen, DJP Omen, and here I think we're gonna need more room here. We enter the phone number and just enter value in there. Just click on total, that is correct, 25 pounds, altogether 75 pounds. Tax, add that to this, 88 pounds, that's fine. Alright, so if we go to receipt, add to basket, and that is they are working as expected. Okay, so I think with this, maybe I just call it the end of this program because it's working as expected. Well, let's just have a good look at it all. So we just need to check finally just to check the save sign and make sure that works. Just enter some data in there. So let's go for, let's say, Julian. And the telephone number of Julian, the reference number, or this ones will be taken care of. We need some value in here. Okay, let's work that out. There. Okay, and let's go for the receipt. Add to basket. Let's see if the save button work. We can see Julian there, so let's just click on save. That's it. All of the other information is populated, and that is it, guys. That's how you develop your own online ordering system using visualbasic.net. Y'all have a nice day now.